What's up, and welcome to the Boys of Fall, Week 14, Volume 1. We got two podcasts coming. We're going to be live today. Going to be a quicker show. We're going to get in and out. You guys ask your questions, decent size slate, whatever. And then we'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. But Ty, how was your Thanksgiving?
Man, it was good. I ate more than I was supposed to. It was yesterday was a tough day for me gambling, and it sometimes is because you get so distracted with everything that's going on, family, food, and you're like, so sometimes you have tough days. Last Thanksgiving, I absolutely was murder city. This Thanksgiving, no luck, but we're circling the block.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I ate.
You?
I had a ton of food at my parents' house, and then I went to my mother-in-law's house, and my wife did not eat, so I had to buckle up for both of us. And say my appreciations by putting down a whole nother plate of food. And I'm sure I shouldn't eat it all today, but I got leftover stuffing that I'm probably gonna eat after this. But we have like a dozen plays or something like that. Kind of exciting day. But let's look at let's pull up the recap from yesterday.
Last week.
And if you're in the chat here early, we don't have hopefully we get some people in here. It's Friday. People might not even realize that it's a college football show, so may not have as many viewers, may have more afterwards type viewers or whatever. But if you are here, before we move any farther, do me a favor. Today's Black Friday. Today's all about spending money, saving money, appreciating your family, everything like that. If you're interested in joining the Discord and you see what we've been doing, I've got a link at the very bottom here within the description. Off the monthly plan, all cap savings can get you 35% off. That is essentially $1.06 a day for 30 days. So pretty good deal there to check that out for you if you're interested in the plays. For example, we will have a parlay based off these plays, but I'm doing it as an alt parlay to use the DraftKings boost. So have some kind of different variations. You can kind of check in and check out some of that stuff there. But
yeah, we actually have it set up like as if you're donating to like a third world country. Give $1.06 a day to your local sports handicapper to feed them and keep them well hydrated. Right. We don't want George drinking out of a cap of water on a commercial with a fly flying around him. So for $1.06 a day, you can at Trophies Discord take care of a handicapper.
Yeah, support a handicapper. And I've been getting a lot of people are cashing in on the promo. My phone's been going off, nonstop. People saying they're joining and stuff. So.
Yep.
Quickly on my side, I went 3 and 5 on the full day of Saturday. Today, I don't think I said it, but we're gonna do just 3 plays today, and then we'll have maybe 3 to 5 plays tomorrow, depending on how it goes. I went 3 and 5. The Ohio State and IU game. It definitely, I feel it broke me a little bit. Even really just went to the point of like where I kind of went on like it felt like a losing skid for a second. And sometimes you have these big turning moments, and like I honestly can't believe that they QB sneaked it twice in a row to put up points for just really no reason. That killed our under. Super frustrating loss there. And then Pitt and Louisville just didn't get it done. But Notre Dame absolutely wallops Army as expected. And our under came in on Bama and Oklahoma. Bama looked horrendous. And Ty, you want to talk about your
look? I would say something to you, right? Like, why take an under, right? But when you cross over into my section, both of my overs were straight red X'd. All right. Look, we were a fourth overtime away from being completely positive on the day with the official plays. Obviously, the dogs were locked and loaded. Like I said, they were barking nonstop in the backyard, but Liberty money line was cash. Kansas plus 3.5 was free. They are back. Boise State just, didn't show up at all. Texas A&M, obviously the 4 overtimes with the drop pass in the end zone that not exactly and I should have thought about that. Kind of a rookie move for me not to be like, they're going to Auburn. Hey, that was smart, Mickle. Very smart. They finally ran out of gas on me. But Texas A&M had I should have known that they were going to Auburn in November. That's not a place that you go to play when you're, a team that's, got a shot at doing something special. Auburn will absolutely beat you 100% of the time. And then USC, UCLA was just a trash of a game. And then obviously the dogs, they were barking, So Kansas money line, West Virginia money line. What's the other one right there? Illinois money line and App State. That's one that you go to App State this time of the year. You're a better team. They're going to bury you in their cemetery over there and give you a headstone. So Army, don't want to talk about it. Jort was right.
Yep. And then they play UTSA on Saturday, and I want to take Army, but like I said, their teams are like 0-9 after playing Army. So I'm sorry, after playing Notre Dame. So they beat them up, man. They beat them up good. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and hop into it here. Like I said, we don't want to spend forever talking about like a 10-game slate or whatever. I can go ahead and just kick her off here. Let me pull up. So normally I'm looking at DraftKings lines, but FanDuel lines. DraftKings actually has us at a 17.5. So I mean, why not, utilize that number? Boise minus 17.5, going up against Oregon State. Oregon State, here, of course, does need if they win this game, they should be bowl eligible as well. So they certainly do have something to play for. But Boise on the other side, phenomenal on the offense. And they're actually ranked like 4th in the college football playoffs, which I think is kind of crazy how high they are in the last one, if I'm not mistaken. But everybody's saying that Hunter's going to be the Heisman. I think rightfully so. I haven't looked at the odds recently, but I'm sure he's going to be. But I think in this game he has Gentsy's got just one more thing to say about it, right? We have a rush total of like 177 I saw last night. Like, that's insane. I mean, what the amount of respect that the books have for the guy is ridiculous. I mean, he's got a minus 1900 to score a touchdown. We're not going to debate who should be the Heisman, but I think he's got one more thing to say about it. I think he's going to run wild. And this is a spot where Boise absolutely cannot lose this game. But why not go out there and put up a crooked number, let your star running back, just absolutely cook. And I think we're going to see a pretty blowout. Not a lot to say about it outside of you have Heisman hopeful number 2 essentially, and they're at home, probably senior night, all that stuff. So they should kick some beaver butt in that one.
Yeah, so just like you said, Ashton Genty has something to prove out there. One last thing to say. And there's another guy who might have one last thing to say, and that's Travis Hunter over there in Colorado and Deion Sanders. The kid just got absolutely robbed for the best cornerback in the country award, the Jim Thorpe Award. Right? He's got something to go out there and prove. He's hungry.
Yep.
Heisman. Sure no. He doesn't just want the Heisman. He wants them all. Best wide receiver, best cornerback award, best college football player. So what's going to happen is Colorado against Oklahoma State today is going to go over. Now, last time when I gave it out, it was 64.5. We can take it there. 66.5. You want to take it, but 64.5 was the play I put last night for today's show. It's at minus 145 today, I believe, which is right underneath my threshold of minus 150. If you want to take it at 66 or 65.5, by all means, go for it. Here's the thing. Ollie Gordon is still a great college football player. He's a good running back. Oklahoma State can score, specifically on the ground. And you want to know why? Because Colorado does not like to hit. There's only one guy on their team, that's Shiloh Sanders, that likes to come up and lead with his helmet and crush kids. All right, but at that point, Ollie Gordon's already in your secondary. All right, so I love this over here. Colorado's going to go out. They're going to put up a ton of points. Travis Hunter is going to score, and I think in a multitude of ways. He's going to be locked down. I think he's going to get a pick at least. Has to get a pick. But give me the over here. Ollie Gordon's going to run all over the Colorado defense, and Colorado is going to be putting up a ton of points, especially after that loss to Kansas last week.
And Colorado, I believe, is still – they need help, but they have to win this game.
Have to.
In order to get into the potential conference. And they need somebody to lose, but definitely have that motivation or whatever. All right, speaking of overs, let's go into Nebraska and Iowa and take the under 39.5. Last year, man, there was jokes about people. You were seeing people in the stands wearing like "I love punting" shirts and stuff like that. I mean, Iowa was punting to win the game. flipping field position, a couple times. Eventually you get it within the 50 or something, put them on the 1, get a stop, get them on the 50, whatever, the opposite 40. And they, Nebraska in this game, scoring just 25 points per game. But when they go away from home, they're scoring just 18, and I was giving up just 17. This is a spot where I don't think Nebraska is going to score many points. There's not a big implication of nothing really matters in this game necessarily for either team. Neither team's going to go to a conference championship. I believe both teams bowl eligible. I don't know if one gets a win, if they're jockeying for a better bowl or not. But, Iowa, I've been looking. Cade McNamara, I don't think is coming back. I don't even know if he's really an upgrade, to be honest. I mean, he's not much of a quarterback. This offense plays slow. Iowa doesn't make mistakes. You're not getting penalties. They're not hot-headed and getting personal fouls, or they don't make mistakes. They play good ball. 39.5 is a low total. This could be a disgusting, like 10-7, 17-3 kind of game, something like that. Nebraska doesn't score a lot. Iowa's offense really isn't that good to begin with either. As long as we don't have any special teams touchdowns, as long as we don't have any defensive touchdowns, I think we snail. I was gonna say we soar over to the under, right? We snail crawl to the finish line or whatever. Not a game you want to watch, but bet it and forget it kind of thing. Under 39.5, Nebraska and Iowa.
At this point, I feel like you're doing it on purpose, but it's neither here nor there.
But they win.
Like 20 plays on today, and you managed to find the under.
The disgusting game. I didn't talk about Wisconsin and whoever they're playing, and it's probably snowing and disgusting there. But
yeah,
could have had
for sure
under probably.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move to a normal bet here. We're going to go with San Jose State money line. I don't know exactly where it's at right now. I believe last night it was like minus 124. It could be like fluctuating. I love San Jose State in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of money that comes in here on Stanford, specifically from the public side. Just because if you're watching college football, you get glimpses of Stanford. And when you think back to Stanford real quick, you're like, wait a minute, they can score quickly. They score like a lot. They do, but there's two ways that they do it. They're either going to put points up on you early or they're going to put points up on you late. The difference is that they cannot have a full game. That's the problem, right? And their defense is terrible. San Jose State throws the football more than anybody else in the country. I really love what this team does here with the West Coast offense. They've scored 35 points or more 3 out of their last 5 games. So if Stanford wants to go, point for point here, the difference is going to be within the defense. Stanford doesn't have it. Sure, they're the bigger program. Sure, they're the more well-known name. But no doubt about it, the best team in 2024 that's going to be on the field today is the San Jose State Spartans. This will be a big win for their program going over a big-time Stanford school moving forward. So great way to end the season. We're going to go with San Jose State money line.
Yeah, I had to look it up because I do forget about Stanford. They personally, I feel like they always screw me no matter which way I try to go against them. But Stanford is allowing the 8th most pass yards. San Jose State has the 6th most. I mean, that's just a recipe for
disaster.
It feels like it should be a bigger line, to be honest. You look at more of a minus 6.5 maybe or something like that. Teasing a 7 to Stanford, whatever. So,
well, I think San Jose State lost last week. Let me see. Do I have it written down here?
I could see it here in like 2 seconds. Yeah, they did. They lost to UNLV. UNLV though, solid. They lost 27-16.
Right. So what I think you're getting there is I think you're getting the book a little bit overreacting. And then Stanford had a good game last week. At least early on they did. They might have even won. Or they lost to Regardless, they kept the game close that they shouldn't have kept close. I think they might have played Cal. And they got out to
they were 14.5 point dogs and they lost by just 3.
Right. Okay. And they got out on them early. And this is what I mean. This team could not play a full game. And it came down to like the final seconds for Cal to pull off that W. So I really like San Jose State here to come out, and put it on Stanford today.
For sure. For sure. All right. And going into my last play, this is the time. Like I said, it's going to be quick. We're at about 15 minutes for the show here. We'll go a bit longer here. Obviously, if you guys have any additional questions, go ahead and hop in the chat. We will be live on Saturday as well. But if you have any, you're curious about the, Georgia Tech, whatever, that's one of the bigger, I guess, one of a premier type name or whatever. You'll drop in the chat there. But I'm going to go to a game that's pretty ugly. To be honest, you got two teams that are just bad. Two teams are ready to just end the season. Utah and UCF going against each other. And when I first looked at the game, I said UCF money line for sure. Likely senior night, bounce house. It's a great place to play. They're normally pretty good at home. And you look at it, just a little farther. I just don't think UCF is good enough to cover 10 points, to be completely honest. The line's 10.5. I'm going to take Utah plus 10.5. And this isn't one that, this game's on, I think 30 minutes past. I'd rather watch Georgia and Georgia Tech than I probably would watch this game. But UCF is a favorite this year, is 2-7. They're not covering the number. Utah is allowing the 39th least amount of yards on the ground. UCF is one of, if not the best rushing attacks. You got KJ Jefferson that came in and really just didn't do a whole lot. It really hasn't been able to throw the ball really well. I think if Utah can take away some of the run, take away the explosives from Harvey, the dude that you just see busting his 80-yard touchdowns, if they can take away these explosive runs and make UCF be a little bit more methodical, stop the run a little bit, force them into some passing situations, UCF wins this game, but I don't think that they win by a lot. They don't win by more than a touchdown. They certainly don't win by more than 10 points, in my opinion. So Utah plus 10.5 is where I'll go with this game. And another kind of ugly slate, to be honest. You got some real big numbers, but some big spots where teams have to win to cover, some be bowl eligible or to go into their conference championship or whatever, But I think we got some value with it, whatever, especially Utah. Like I said, plus 10.5.
I love that play.
Like I said, if you guys have particular questions, we'll give it a second. We'll have some banter back and forth here. We'll talk about, we'll pull up the screen and everything. But if we get in and out here and we meet you guys back here tomorrow, that's certainly fine on what would be a bigger slate for tomorrow. And like I said, we'll have probably 3 to 5 plays or so each again then. But let me pull up the recap here. Drop any questions you guys might have.
I still got one more play.
Oh, you got dogs, yeah?
No. I got to do Texas State, South Alabama.
Oh, I did it in a weird order. My bad.
You usually go second. Yeah, you usually go second. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
all right. Yep. Overs Club members only. Grab your ticket, show them at the door, get your entrance fee. Go on and get in there because we're going to go to Texas State, South Alabama, and we're going with the over here. All right. Texas State can score. South Alabama can score. Now, the only thing that's going to prevent this thing from going over is going to be the South Alabama defense because Texas State doesn't know how to play it. I think this is going to be a game that South Alabama wins, but they're going to be able to put up a lot of points. So I think they're going to beat Texas State. We're going to need some help from Texas State to get us over. And this is the team that can do it. We watched how many points they scored last week, just in the final 5 minutes. I think they scored 24 points or something. But South Alabama is averaging 34.5 points per game. They only give up 24, but this Texas State team is good offensively. So look for South Alabama to jump out to an early lead, almost score on, I'm going to say maybe the first 3 out of 4 possessions. They're going to have 21 points. Or 17 or 21 points. I look for this game to be soaring over 16.5. Texas State's only gone over, I think, once this year when the number's been 60. But, South Alabama is going to be able to score. So we're going to take the over. And with that, let's move right into our dogs because they are barking again. Last week we went 4 of 5. Another one I had gave out on the show was Duke. Wasn't officially up there, but Duke money line was one. So I apologize for Army. It has been 80 years since World War II, so maybe they haven't done anything lately. And that game just kind of proved it. So you want me to go into the dogs?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so obviously the first dog we're taking is South Alabama. I feel very, very good about the South Alabama, the Jaguars. And the next game we're going to go to is we're going to head to the MAC for a little bit of Thursday Maction. We're going to take Miami, Ohio, the Red Hawks. 2 dogs there, straight up, money lines. Take them.
What was the first one? I literally went in one ear
Sala,
out the other.
South Alabama.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I like to call them Sala. So it's South Alabama versus Texas State.
All right.
Minnesota or Wisconsin. I personally would go with Minnesota. I think they got the better defense, better offense. We saw how they dealt with Penn State last week.
And like I said, I would lean under. It's a cold, gross game. Might be snowing. I don't know if it's snowing or not, but my brother-in-law was at the Green Bay game yesterday, and he was just freezing. Jackson Dart. Seems tall, to be honest. Jackson Dart, I watched him cry on the sidelines the other day. Watched him have an incredible amount of opportunities to try to come back and him lose the game for his team realistically. And he let's tie for a second. He threw a pick. Defense got to stop. He got the ball back, threw a pick. Oh wait, it was a flag. Or oh wait, he didn't actually catch it. And then the very next play, threw a pick again. I don't think this is a spot where Ole Miss can win or can get into the playoffs. The only thing I guess I would say is that if Ole Miss comes out, beats the hell out of, I don't even remember who they're playing, to be honest. And then you got one of these top 12 teams loses, or a couple do, and Ole Miss drops a 50 burger on them and just dominates. Maybe they find a way to squeak in somehow. Have a bigger name program, whatever in there, but would probably lean. I don't even have an answer. Look, you make the decision off that. Would probably lean over because nobody likes to take unders on props. But that's a tough one. And this is Christopher Columbus in the Discord. Oh my bad. I told you I didn't know what to think about that game.
I took their team total, so yeah.
I was weird. I like Memphis, man. Memphis always lets me down, and then I was like, man, I don't know. Memphis got a good offense.
Well, I had such a bad. I was telling you about it. I had such a bad day yesterday. Okay, so Memphis's team total was 19.5. I'm like, well, I score on first drive. I'm like, do I go? And I was just like, I don't want to put any more units out there. Like, I already had a really bad day, and if I would have felt like I was almost chasing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Horvath is out, I wouldn't even have liked Navy with him in, man. I feel Notre Dame broke Navy. Not to sound like a punk or whatever, but Navy's looked horrendous since they played Notre Dame. I mean, they've gone really downhill. And I think they played UTSA is Army. I forget who they play, but I think it's East Carolina. I personally wouldn't trust Navy, especially without their starting quarterback.
ECU's been playing hot too. I like ECU.
Yeah, -3. If I was betting it, I'd take East Carolina's money line -46, but it's not a game that I'm running to like. It's not one that was on my radar, not one that I felt interested in betting on. Like we said, Miami, Ohio, Bowling Green. The winner of that game should go to the conference championship, so that's a big game to watch. Good implications there. Ohio versus Ball State. Ohio wins, and they're in the conference championship, so that's a tall number, but Ball State is a really bad football team. So you got 2 games there with some pretty big implications, in terms of the playoffs and everything like that. Then, like I said, Ole Miss, man, if they come out there and they put up a crazy crooked number on Mississippi State, and one of these teams that are in the college football playoffs loses, maybe they have a chance. That's about it as far as, Georgia, can't afford to lose to Georgia Tech, but I highly doubt. Haynes King, man, they got him out there playing, but he can't throw the ball. weird dynamic with Haynes King right now. It seems like you get to go to the game. That's cool. I didn't go to a single college football game this year. All right, let me pull this up here real quick. We'll recap and we'll get out of here. So on my side, got Boise State minus 17.5. Like I said, that number, it actually moved on FanDuel too. So you got FanDuel, DraftKings both at minus 17.5. Nebraska, Iowa under 39.5. Utah plus 10.5. Ty has
Oklahoma State, Colorado over 64.5. Remember, that is an alt line. That's the line I gave out last night. You could take it. I think there's going to be a ton of points. This will probably be in the 70s. So if you want to take it the normal number, go ahead. But I'm just going to take it at 64.5 since it's under my threshold. You got Texas State, South Alabama over 60.5. You can even run the South Alabama team total there if you'd like as well. I know South Alabama's a dog, so I think there's a lot of really good value there. San Jose State money line. Stanford, don't believe in them. Don't trust them. And then my dogs that are barking in the backyard, they want to come in for some leftover turkey. You got Miami, Ohio money line, and Sala, which is South Alabama money line. Good show.
this Boise line is being weird, but okay. Anyway, not important for you guys. Okay, so like I said, let's get this away. Let's here we go. About to close it out. Like I said, Black Friday sale, all cap savings. I'll talk about it tomorrow as well. I've got cooked up an alt little parlay for the for a DraftKings boost based off this show. So you guys have the information. However, you don't have the official play. The official play will be dropped in the Discord. If you're interested in Discord, I got a link at the bottom. Yes, it does cost money. However, you can get it for $1.06 if you use the Black Friday promo going on right now for a month. That's a pretty good deal. Quite honestly, if you're gambling, that is a fantastic price. Everybody has different unit sizes. However, $1.06 a day, I'm pretty sure Starbucks is like $10 a day. Or you smoke, whatever. Like there's a lot of ways to afford that. Check it out. Get that play. We have clickable links. So you actually only have to click the link and boom, it pulls up in FanDuel. You put the money in. You don't have to do any work. It's fantastic. But what's this last comment? Want to make sure. Okay, there you go. Trent, appreciate you as well. Thanks for showing up as you usually do. It's worth it. Christopher Columbus in the Discord all the time there. So appreciate you guys. Ty, you got anything else before I close out?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Christopher Columbus for yesterday. So thank you for everything that you do within our chats and for the North American people. So thank you for giving us a great holiday.
All right. Anyhow, appreciate you guys, and we'll be back tomorrow at 10:30 to hang out with you guys again tomorrow. I'll say it again, but we'll see.